Mara always prided herself on her sharp mind, a mind that dismissed old wives' tales and local superstitions. That night, however, a few too many drinks had dulled her usual caution, replacing it with a defiant, almost reckless confidence. She laughed off the warnings, the hushed whispers about the old road. Everyone in town knew about Ash Creek Road. They spoke of it with a shiver, a place best avoided after dark. But Mara, fueled by a potent mix of alcohol and arrogance, saw it only as a shortcut home, a quicker path through the oppressive night. The road was infamous, a ribbon of forgotten asphalt rumored to be cursed, haunted by a history too dark to fully comprehend. Locals spoke of a house on a distant hill, a crumbling monument to unspeakable tragedy. It was the heart of the curse. A century ago, a family had been brutally murdered within its walls. Their story was a chilling bedtime tale for generations, a warning whispered in the dark. The victims were found with their throats slit, a gruesome detail that always sent a chill down the spine. But it was the other detail that truly horrified. Each victim bore a grotesque, carved smile, stretched unnaturally wide across their faces. A permanent, silent scream etched into their flesh. Mara, however, dismissed it all as morbid folklore. Mara's boots crunched on the loose gravel, each step echoing in the profound silence of the night. The air grew heavy, thick with an unseen presence, as she ventured deeper onto the desolate road. The oppressive quiet pressed in on her, a suffocating blanket. The only sound was the rhythmic crunch of her own footsteps, a lonely rhythm against the vast emptiness. Then, through the gloom, the dilapidated house appeared, a skeletal silhouette against the moonless sky. Its broken windows stared like vacant eyes. Just as she passed the decaying structure, her phone died without warning. One moment, a faint glow, the next, utter darkness. A cold dread began to seep into her, a feeling she couldn't blame on the alcohol. Then, a sound. A faint, mournful weeping, emanating from within the crumbling walls of the house. It was a sound of profound sorrow, yet laced with something far more sinister. It was a sound that clawed at the edges of her composure. A morbid curiosity, a primal urge she couldn't suppress, compelled Mara to look towards the house. Her gaze was drawn to a specific window, a dark rectangle in the decaying facade. What she saw there would forever shatter her world. A horrifying vision materialized within the frame. It was a woman, impossibly pale, her form indistinct yet undeniably present. Her throat was slashed, a gaping wound that defied belief. Dark, viscous blood stained the front of her tattered dress, a stark contrast against her pallid skin. But it was her face that truly froze Mara's blood. A grotesque, carved smile stretched across it, mirroring the ancient tales. It was a smile of pure agony, yet twisted into something mocking and malevolent. It was the smile of the murdered family, brought to life in the darkest corner of the night. Mara's breath hitched in her throat. A primal, all-consuming fear seized Mara, paralyzing her for a terrifying moment. Her heart hammered against her ribs, a frantic drumbeat against the encroaching horror. Every instinct screamed at her to run. Then, another sound, closer this time. Footsteps. Not her own, but distinct, heavy, and undeniably behind her. They intensified the terror, each thud a hammer blow against her sanity. Mara spun around, her eyes wide with panic, searching the impenetrable darkness. There was nothing. Only the oppressive blackness of the road, stretching endlessly behind her. Yet the footsteps persisted. They grew closer, faster, a relentless pursuit in the unseen. Then, whispers began to burrow into her mind, insidious and chilling. They chanted, a chorus of spectral voices, "She saw us. Now she stays." Panic propelled Mara forward, a desperate, stumbling run. But the footsteps mirrored her pace, a relentless echo of her own terror. They were always there, just behind her, never gaining, never falling back. She turned again, a desperate, final glance over her shoulder. The road behind her had transformed. It was no longer just a desolate path but a swirling vortex of shadows and despair. Dozens of decaying figures emerged from the encroaching darkness, their forms indistinct yet terrifyingly real. They moved with a slow, deliberate menace, surrounding her. Each figure bore the same horrific, carved smile, their empty eyes reflecting nothing but the void. They were the family, the victims, now the hunters. One figure reached out, its skeletal hand extending towards her. Its touch was a searing cold, an icy fire that burned through her very soul. Mara collapsed, her legs giving way beneath her. As she fell, a horrifying sensation spread across her face. She felt her own features contorting, stretching, twisting into the ghastly grin of the cursed. The search party found Mara the next morning, their faces etched with a grim understanding. She was discovered in the ruins of the Ash Creek house, a silent, frozen tableau of horror. She was undeniably dead. Her face was permanently fixed in that horrifying smile, a grotesque rictus that defied the natural order. Her eyes, once vibrant, were now vacant, reflecting only the emptiness of the ancient curse. Miraculously, her phone was found, powered on, clutched in her stiff hand. A single photo remained on the screen, the last image she had ever captured. It was a group shot. Mara was in the center, her face already beginning to twist into that familiar, chilling grin. She was surrounded by the smiling, spectral family, their empty eyes staring out from the digital frame. Mara was forever bound to the curse of Ash Creek Road, another silent guardian of its unspeakable secrets.